Take a deep breath. The oxygen filling your lungs right now is the breath of Earth. It is the result of billions of years of evolution, held captive by a fragile veil we call the atmosphere. But have you ever wondered what happens if you just keep going up, past the clouds, past the reach of commercial jets? Imagine yourself in a vessel, the altimeter spinning uncontrollably. 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, then 100 kilometers, the Kármán line. The invisible boundary where the sapphire sky gives way to eternal ink. At that moment, you officially cross beyond Earth's final breath. Welcome to the most brutal and magnificent reality, deep space. Many people mistakenly believe that simply leaving the ground means we are in deep space. But the truth is, what we usually see, the communication satellites, the International Space Station, all of it is still cradled in the arms of Mother Earth in low Earth orbit. They are still bathing in her protective magnetic field, still gliding on the last, thinnest molecules of air. True deep space only begins when you are brave enough to let go of this gravitational umbilical cord. It is a place where the magnetic shield fails, where solar winds howl at millions of miles per hour, and where silence is not just the absence of sound. It is a crushing emptiness, a void capable of swallowing a human scream without a trace. To understand deep space, we must relearn how to measure our world. In our daily lives, 100 miles is a long journey. But out there, miles are a useless currency, like using a ruler to measure the distance between continents. We begin to use the astronomical unit, or AU. 1 AU is the distance from here to the Sun, 93 million miles. A staggering number, right? But even when you have traveled 1 AU, 10 AU, or even past Pluto at 40 Australian dollars, you are still just standing in your own backyard. True deep space is a dark ocean spanning light years. Think of it this way. If Earth were a single grain of sand, the deep space between stars would be as vast as the entire Pacific Ocean. An abyss where planets are mere dust motes and light, the fastest thing in existence, takes decades, even centuries, to bridge the hollow gaps between star systems. The most terrifying aspect of crossing Earth's final breath is the visual disconnection. In low orbit, Earth is a giant, filling your entire field of vision with white clouds and brilliant blue oceans. But as you venture deeper into the void, that giant shrinks. It becomes a ball, then a marble, and finally, nothing more than a pale blue dot, lonely and fragile, like a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. This is the moment where human psychology is tested to its breaking point. You realize that every glory, every tragedy, every civilization, and the entire history of mankind as we know it, is contained within that tiny speck. Around you now is nothing but the profound abyss and distant stars that refuse to twinkle. Out here, the boundary between life and death is no longer guarded by layers of atmosphere, but by a thin shell of alloy. Without an atmosphere to scatter light, the sun no longer glows with a warm radiance. It is a blinding white orb against a pitch-black sky. Without air to regulate temperature, the side of you facing the sun will be scorched at hundreds of degrees, while the side in shadow plunges into the absolute zero of the vacuum. You are standing in a place where nature offers no mercy. But why do we, such fragile creatures, crave this threshold? Because deep space holds the answers the ground can never provide. It is a massive time machine. When we look into the deep, we don't see things as they are. We see them as they were. Light from a distant star may have traveled 10 billion years to reach your eyes. This means you are seeing that star when it was young, while in reality, it may have exploded and vanished eons ago. Deep space is the original manuscript of the universe, a place where matter and energy still tell the story of the Big Bang, of how the first atoms were forged. This is why we accept leaving the breath of our planet, to venture into the lifeless dark, just to find out where life truly began. Once you have truly left Earth's breath behind, once that pale blue dot finally dissolves into the black, you enter a completely different state of existence. Here, the concept of direction loses meaning. There is no up, no down, no north or south. You are alone in what scientists call the interstellar medium. But don't let the name fool you. Deep space is not truly empty. It is a silent battlefield of invisible entities. You will begin to feel the presence of ghostly matter, microscopic cosmic dust, the remains of stars that went supernova billions of years ago. Cosmic rays, high-energy protons traveling at nearly the speed of light, capable of piercing through the thickest metal hulls as if they were air. And looming over everything is the sovereign presence of dark energy, a mysterious force, silently tearing space apart, pushing galaxies away from each other at ever-increasing speeds. This is the frontier where the laws of physics are tested to their ultimate breaking point. In deep space, time itself begins to warp in strange ways. According to relativity, if you move fast enough or approach objects of immense mass like black holes, time for you will slow down. A single second you experience in the void could be the equivalent of years or decades passing on Earth. Your loved ones could age and pass away while you are just beginning your journey. Deep space is where eternity and the moment become one. The deeper we go, the smaller we feel, yet strangely, our vision expands beyond imagination. You will no longer see constellations the way we do from the ground. Instead, you will witness the grandest architectures of creation. Galactic walls spanning billions of light years, stellar nurseries glowing in vibrant colors where thousands of new suns are being born from the ashes of the past. You will witness the terrifying power of quasars, cosmic lighthouses emitting thousands of times more energy than our entire Milky Way combined. It is a universe of violence, but also of profound poetry, where life and destruction dance in an endless cycle. Yet, the greatest challenge for humanity in conquering deep space is not building stronger engines or thicker shields. It is the human mind. We are creatures programmed for the shade of trees, the breath of the ocean, and the sound of wind. How can such a mind endure the eternal isolation of the deep? When you look out the viewport and see nothing but a profound, unresponsive blackness, your mind begins to question the very meaning of existence. In this nothingness, what are we? A chemical accident, or part of a grander design? It is in this absolute solitude that we find the most miraculous connection of all. Look at your hand. Every atom that makes up your body, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your breath, none of it was born on Earth. They were forged in the hearts of giant stars deep in space billions of years ago. When those stars died in magnificent explosions, they scattered these seeds into the deep so that one day they could gather and become you. We are not strangers trying to invade deep space. We are fragments of deep space returning to discover ourselves. Crossing Earth's final breath is not an escape from reality. It is a pilgrimage to our origins. We carry the DNA of the stars. We carry the hunger to know our true home. A home without borders, without limits, only light and eternal shadow. As we conclude this 15-minute journey, we realize that deep space is not a place to be feared. It is our ultimate destiny. Earth may be the cradle, but no one can stay in the cradle forever. One day, our descendants will look back at that pale blue dot as a beautiful memory of humanity's dawn, before they stepped confidently into the ocean of light to conquer the final mysteries of the deep. If the feeling of standing at the edge of the abyss makes you feel both small and significant, hit the like button and share this video to continue the journey. What do you think waits for us at the furthest reaches of space? A new beginning or an absolute end? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next voyage into the heart of the universe. Thank you for listening and for joining us on this journey beyond Earth's final breath.